Hi guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Hope that you guys are doing well. It is Friday, it's the end of the week. And today is the last Bible summary that we're doing for this week before we jump on it again on Monday. Today we are going to be looking at Proverbs Chapter 17 and I'm going to be reading it from the easy to read version. I'm trying to do something a little bit different, so just bear with me. So usually what I would do is I would read the whole chapter word for word, and then I would share like what the verse, what verses or what it is that I felt the Lord speak to me in regards to whatever that chapter is, and then I'll share my insight from it. But today I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. I'm going to read the chapter, but in between those verses, I will actually speak on whatever it is that the Lord places in my heart. I will speak up on a hapo. I won't wait to read the whole chapter. I just want to see how that looks like. And so if it's messy, next week we go back to my just normal doing it. All right, let's go. So I'm reading from the easy to read version. Chapter 17 verse 1, it says, "It is better to have nothing but a dry piece of bread to eat in peace than a whole house full of food with everyone arguing." Let me tell you guys a story, and I hope that every verse doesn't become a story. There's a time I went to visit one of my employees because he had hurt his finger, and I went to visit him in his home. And like if you were to like Pima, like financially, I seemingly look like I'm doing better than him because of course I'm his boss. But let me tell you, when I went to that house, there was so much love, like tangible love in that house. I could tell the way his wife treats him with so much respect. I could tell how the kids love him. And I was just like, this home has so much love. And they served me, like they made me tea and they made me bread. And I was just like, you know what? This is just a very happy meal because this house has a lot of love in it, and it's almost like a tangible love. And I think that's what the Bible is saying, that it is better to actually just eat a dry piece of bread, like ata haina blue band. It's just dry, but you're doing it in a space that has peace, rather than eating food where you're in a space where there's no love, there's just no peace, there's no unity there's no harmony, there's just chaos and drama. So that's what I get from that, the first verse. Verse 2 says, a smart servant will gain control over his master's foolish son. He will be treated like a son and get a share of the inheritance. Okay. Verse 3 says, fire is used to make gold and silver pure, but the person's heart is made pure by the Lord. I can assure you that this process of the Lord making your heart pure, it almost feels like the fire. I'm telling you, it's like growth is very painful. Growth is very uncomfortable. And growth is challenging. It stretches you. So as the Lord is making you pure, there are things that you have to surrender. There are things that you have to die to. There are things that you loved that you might have to just say, you know what? This is not of the Lord. This I have to, me and this thing ends here. And that is not usually the best space to be in. It's not the best place to be in when the Lord is making your heart pure. The end is great, but the process, not so great. No wonder we are told to trust the process, because at that point you're like, you want to live in the middle of it. Verse 4 says, people who do evil listen to evil ideas, and liars listen to liars. Whoever makes fun of beggars insults the maker, and whoever laughs at someone else's trouble will be punished. Grandchildren are the pride and joy of old age, and children take great pride in their parents. No wonder there's usually a lot of like posts for Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day. I feel like that's children taking great pride in their parents. That's a really good thing. Verse 7 says, you wouldn't expect to hear a fine speech from a fool, and you shouldn't expect lies from a ruler. Well, I feel like Solomon here had not met our Kasongo, because, hey, Kasongo is slapping us with lies left, right, and center. But you see, the thing is, the Bible says that we shouldn't expect lies from a ruler. But what has become of us? We have been lied to, mpaka now we can't tell the difference between a lie and the truth. Or we have allowed ourselves to be lied to by our rulers by voting for them, or even not even voting altogether. The last time we went voting, 8 million people did not vote. 8 million voters, not people that are not registered. 8 million voters did not vote. Can you imagine if those 8 million voters voted? We could be having a very different situation right now. Literally, if things went the same way they went, Martha could be the president right now, because Raila would have been president and then he would have passed on the way he passed on, or maybe not, because who knows, maybe he was killed. But also that could also be, Sijui, but things, I am assuring you that things would be different if 8 million people who didn't vote, voted. So, please vote. Hata sijui story imeendaje kukua kwa votes, but maybe by the way, kama wewe ni rafiki yangu na hauta vote the next time we are voting, I might not talk to you. As in, honestly, mimi nashindwa tu sasa tunadu, wewe ni rafiki yangu aje. I digress. Maybe this is not the best way to do this. I completely digress. Verse 8. Some people think a bribe is like a lucky charm. It seems to work wherever they go. Forgive someone and you will strengthen your friendship. Keep reminding them and you will destroy. That is very self-explanatory. You cannot forgive someone and then you keep holding it against them. You cannot forgive someone and then you keep holding it over their heads. You will destroy that relationship. So forgive someone and honestly, don't hold it over them. And then you will strengthen the friendship or the relationship. Verse 10 says, smart people learn from a single correction than fools learn from 100 beating. If you're a smart person, if you make a mistake, you will learn from the correction of it. You will learn from the experience of it. But if you're a fool, even if that thing happens to you 100 times, you will still not learn the lesson. May the Lord help us to not be fools. Verse 11 says, those who are evil only wants to cause troubles. In the end, punishment without mercy will be sent to them. It is better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool who is busy doing foolish things. Well, hapa kuna deep meaning, you guys. Verse 12, it is saying that it is better for you to go and try to meet a bear that has been robbed of its cub than for you to even try and sort things out with a fool who is busy doing foolish things. Like, it's almost like you can't, you can't move them, you can't change their perspective because they are just fools busy doing foolish things. Oof, God, may the Lord, this one is just, may the Lord help us not be fools. Verse 13 says, if you do wrong to those who are good to you, you will have trouble for the rest of your life. I feel like I could read this verse to someone who I currently feel like they are doing wrong to me and I have been good to them. Should cast them with this verse. Hey, you guys, next week we are going back to how I normally do things, because what is this? I'm even casting people in this Bible summary. But like the way you've been good to someone and then they just decide they are going to be bad to you and they're going to do wrong things to you. I like the Bible that the word says that they will have trouble for the rest of their lives, because sometimes you just feel like, okay, God, kwa nini unipigani? But here there's a promise for them. Verse 14 says, the start of an argument is like a small leak in a dam. Stop it before a big fight breaks out. So stop sweeping things under the carpet. Just handle it when it is small. Because if you don't handle it when it's small, it's like a small leak in a dam. It's going to break out. And it's going to be a big, drowning, big hole. So please, don't sweep things under the carpet. Sort them when they are little. Verse 15, the Lord says, the Lord hates these two things, punishing the innocent and letting the guilty go free. Money is wasted on fools. They cannot buy wisdom when they have no sense. A friend loves you all the time, but a brother was born to help you in times of trouble. This makes a lot of sense, because, like how we say that people gallivant in this world and then when they're in trouble, they go back to family. I guess this is what Solomon was saying as well. Like, you will gallivant with your friends, you will, do stuff with your friends, but when you're in trouble, you will go back to your family. This is exactly what Solomon had observed here. Verse 18 says, only a fool would promise to pay someone else's debt, so please stop being guarantors of people's debts. Tafadhali, don't be a fool. A troublemaker loves to start arguments. Anyone who likes to brag is asking for trouble. Crooks will not profit from their crimes, and those who plan to cause trouble will be trapped when it comes. A man who has a fool for a son will be disappointed, and a fool brings no joy to his father. Happiness is good medicine, but sorrow is a disease. And then you guys ask me why I keep laughing. It's because imagine joy is good medicine. Like, honestly, joy is medicine, and sorrow is a disease. There are so many diseases that are actually connected or attached to sorrow and sadness and being ungrateful and being, you know what? The opposite side of happiness is bad. It's like, it has so many bad consequences. I would rather be happy. Verse 23 says, a wicked judge will accept a bribe, and that keeps justice from being done. Intelligent people think about what needs to be done here and now, but fools are always dreaming about faraway places. Let's stop here for a minute. Intelligent people, they think about, okay, fine, this is the goal, or this is the vision, or this is the dream, but what needs to be done here and now, and they do that. But fools are always stuck in the dream. They're always stuck in the future. Tutafanya hivi, tutajenga manyumba za ghorofa. We will really live in a ranch. We will have a house on the mountain. But those are all my dreams. I will have a house on the mountain. I will have a ranch, but I will not do any farming. I'll just have horses, because me and farming, we are two separate people. I will jenga manyumba za ghorofa, and I can be stuck in that space. But here and now, what needs to be done today? I need to wake up and go to work. I need to wake up and go for that site visit. I need to wake up and go and do that quotation. I need to wake up and, it's the here and now that actually helps you to achieve the dreams. But if you remain just in the dreams, you are just going to remain in the dreams. You will never achieve it. Verse 25 says, foolish children upset their parents and make them sad. It is wrong to punish an innocent person or attack leaders for doing what is right. Verse 27 says, intelligent people choose their words carefully, and those who know what they are doing remain calm. Calmness, may you find me, please. 28 says, silent fools seem wise, and they say nothing and appear smart. Silent fools seem wise. They say nothing and appear to be smart. I remember there's a time I sat next to a very handsome guy in a matatu long time ago. And he just looked like so handsome until he opened his mouth. I can't remember what he said, but he said such a foolish thing. Like he talked vulgar. I was just like, oh my goodness. And he wasn't even talking to me. He was talking on the phone. And I was just like, you should have just kept your mouth shut, you handsome man. That's the same thing. Silent makes you, even if you are a fool, even if you don't know about a subject, because you could be sitting next to people who are talking about a topic that you honestly have nothing to say. Imagine just be silent, because then you will seem wise. But now, when you say something, all that smartness that you seemingly had just disappears. So just say nothing and appear smart, especially if it's a topic that you have nothing to contribute about, and you're just going to just sit there and look smart. Imagine just sit there and look wise. Don't try and open your mouth, because then your seemingly smartness and wisdom will disappear. Anyway, what's a main thing that I have learned from this chapter? I think for me, the thing that I can say that I picked up from this chapter is, number one, when you forgive someone, really forgive them, because if you keep reminding them, then you will destroy that friendship. I've also learned that as the start of an argument is like a small leak, so we should stop it before the big fight breaks out. And so that means don't sweep things under the carpet. Just be okay having that difficult conversation, because then it saves the relationship, it saves the friendship, it saves whatever it is. It saves relationships. It saves relationships. And then the other thing that I have learned is that happiness is good medicine, but sorrow is disease. And I've also learned that intelligent people do what is required to be done here and now, but fools always remain in the dreams of the far away places. You tell me what it is that you have learned, please. I know you guys don't usually comment on my videos, but for this one, please comment. Tell me, do you like this way of doing the Bible summary, or the one before where I would read the whole chapter and then give my insights at the end? Or do you like this one where I am reading every verse as I give the insight for the verses that pop up for me? Please comment. At least the way beg evil, but then in our beg, muni commentie muni mbie. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, and see you next week.